Why?
Look, I didn't exactly run. I was run out, Mr. Barkley.
What were you doing under the senator's window that night?
I was just taking a walk.
Just taking a walk, huh?
That's right, I was just taking a walk. Look, ask any man in the bunkhouse. For a fact, I don't sleep good. I never have. So once, maybe twice a night, I get up and walk around a bit.
You walk around, all right. Not 5 minutes after the senator arrived, you walked right into the house to gawk at him.
Look, I was sent to get Nick. And as for gawking at him, he's a famous man, a senator, a gunfighter, and you don't see men like him every day.
Maybe. But if it's all so innocent, that still doesn't explain why you ran.
Now, Jared in Walt's shoes, taking a walk at night. Somebody takes a shot at you. Maybe we'd have run, too. Jared, in town yesterday, I saw Judd come within 1 second of shooting down a blind man.
Mr. Barkley, when I realized that Judd Robeson was shooting at me, and from the first, he'd been looking at me. Look, I don't know how to explain it. It was like he was sizing me up for the kill.
I thought you'd like some coffee. You working on the senator's case? There's some cold beef. Would you like a sandwich? Jared?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I was 1,000 miles away.
I brought you some coffee.
Thanks.
Jared, what's wrong? You've been in here all day, and if you don't shave pretty soon,
You know something, honey? Those pretty blue eyes of yours see a lot more than I thought.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not just yet.
If and when?
I may just take you up on that. Thanks for the coffee.
Good evening.
Excuse me.
I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Not a bit. Care for some coffee?
Thank you.
A drink?
A drop or two of sherry, if you have it.
I think that can be arranged.
I hope you haven't been laboring over the impending inquest.
As a matter of fact, I was just preparing some notes.
Purely academic, but what sort of a case were you preparing?
Why academic?
The senator, that is, received a telegram from Washington this afternoon. I'm afraid that it's going to be impossible for us to remain here for the proceedings.
I see. What you're telling me is that you've simply decided to cancel the inquest.
I'm afraid we must, much as it pains the senator to do it.
If my memory serves me, Mr. Salazar, it was the senator who asked for the inquest. As a matter of fact, he insisted on it.
Mr. Barkley, it was a mockery at best. The facts of the case were public knowledge. The verdict was a foregone conclusion.
Was it?
Well, you were to be his defense attorney, Mr. Barkley. Surely you know that the killing was justifiable homicide, self-defense. It's excellent sherry, Mr. Barkley. Excellent. Thank you. Good night.
Well, you're down early.
I'm riding into town to see the district attorney.
At this hour of the morning, what's wrong?
You heard what happened about the inquest?
Why, no, Judd's been called back to Washington.
Suddenly, unexpectedly called back to Washington. And so, much to his regret, forced to cancel the inquest. I'm going to ask the district attorney to insist that he stay and face that inquest.
I don't understand. Why?
Mother, when Judd asked me to defend him, I had to find out certain things. Things that don't go down easily.
What things? Jared, I want to know. What things?
All right. I'm convinced that the man sees ghosts. Ghosts out of his past that have come back to kill him. Imaginary enemies all around him.
A man like that does have enemies, real enemies.
Maybe. But Frank Keller wasn't one of them. Not nearly.
But he thought Keller was an assassin. In Judd's mind, he had a reason.
Yes, in his mind, he had a reason. But what if that mind is no longer capable of reason? I hope I'm wrong. But I've got to find out.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My, that coffee smells good. Ah, Jared, just the man I want to see. Do you have a few seconds to give to an old friend, an ex-client? I take it you're not exactly overjoyed that I'm not staying for the inquest. Well, I'm not pleased about it either, but certain things have come up. Matters involving national security. They dictate that I leave for Washington at once, and that's that. But if you're not satisfied, go to the district attorney. Have him issue a subpoena. Force me to stay. If Washington allows it, I'd thank you. Because, believe me, I have no desire to leave here under the slightest cloud. Even if it's only in your mind, Jared.
I'm on my way to see him now, Judd.
Good. We'll both hope he gives you satisfaction.
If you'll excuse me.
Well, Judd, how about some ham and eggs?
No. Later. Victoria, what did he say to you?
Nothing you don't already know. He just thinks you should be here for the inquest.
Better that the truth comes out, no matter who gets hurt. Oh, it's touching. It's touching, your son's sudden, passionate dedication to the truth.
Sudden
Well,
dedication?
maybe not so sudden. I saw it coming from the beginning, his burning desire to defend me.
But you wanted an inquest. You insisted on it.
Brilliant. Give them credit for that, using Jared, my friend, my lawyer, in such a manner. Diabolical, but brilliant. Victoria, I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to believe it myself, but I have evidence now. Hardcore evidence, Victoria, that Jared is in league against me.
Judd, what are you saying?
Victoria, your face. Oh, sweet, wonderful woman. I was joking. I was joking. Well, now that's settled. You know, I can almost smell that good fresh air in here. That's what I'm going to miss most when I get back to Washington, almost as much as all of you. Maybe a good hard ride. Fill these old lungs. You, have my ham and eggs waiting for me, will you?
Oh, Mr. Senator. Mr. Senator.
You can finish packing. I'm going out for some air.
Oh, but
Some fresh air, Mr. Salazar, if you don't mind.
Of course not, Mr. Senator.
What is it, Judd? Been thinking about your little ride into town. Maybe it's not in the best interest of all parties concerned.
I think it is.
You're trying to get me hung, boy. We both know that now, don't we? You and your friends. You've been bought out, Jared. You're in the pay of the devil. You and your big business interests, your vested interests. You destroy me rather than see my bill passed into law. I don't want to hurt you, Jared, but you're misguided and so dangerous. To yourself, to me, to this great country.
We're old friends, Judd.
You and your fellow assassins. You're in the pay of the devil. No words, no apologies can recall a Judas. Jared, it's too late.
I'm not armed, Judd. It won't be as easy with me as it was with Keller. There'll be no witnesses to say I drew first.
Oh, Jared. Jared. Why couldn't you have let it well enough alone?
swear to you, I never believed it would come to this. I hoped and prayed his visions, the hallucinations would pass. He was a great man. How does one believe that such a man has fallen? It wasn't easy for me watching him disintegrate before my eyes. What are you going to say to them?
Just what you've told me. The truth.
What I've said to you, Mr. Buckley, and what I'll say to the world are two different things. As far as I'm concerned, he was killed by one of his many enemies. Murdered by an unknown assassin. What do we gain by telling the truth? What do we gain by destroying the legend?
Perhaps nothing. But we have no choice, do we?
Mr. Buckley, I spent the best part of my life with him. Being with him, protecting him, it was the meaning of my life.
You can't protect him anymore. He's dead.
But not his legend.
His legend, Mr. Salazar? Is it really that fragile that it can't bear the weight of truth? He was a great man. Do a few wrong moments in a great man's life wash away its entire meaning, everything that he was? I can't believe that. But that's a judgment we'll have to leave to history. I'll have no part in rewriting that history. You've already paid far too high a price to hide the truth.